Hey, welcome in, friends. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so I'm in a mystery box event today, and it is hosted by Dusty Granny Events, which is by Miss Wendy. So, my partner was up before me. Hi there, Miss Lisa. And that was Miss Julie. And now I have her box that she sent me. So we're going to see how that goes. And hopefully we can get as much done as possible, right? There is supposed to be a twist about halfway through. So fingers crossed, we shall see what we get. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get rolling. This is a 2-day event. This is day 1. So if if you're new to the group, make sure that you come back and see us tomorrow as well, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my box opened, if I can figure out how, because there's a lot of tape on it. Oh, this is a side loader. Okay. Oh, thank you, Miss Wendy. I appreciate it. Okay, so ooh, I think I opened it on the wrong side because as I started to pull stuff off, stuff was coming out of bags. Alright, so that's everything right there. I do have a cover here. This is my cover. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm excited to see what I got too. Ooh, I already see lots of dark colors, which I love. Hope you like this kit. This is only some of the ephemera. You couldn't get it to print big enough, so you'll get me the file to download it. Awesome. A lot of things in the box. Hopefully you find it useful. Incorporate. The 3 things that I must use are lace, paper clip, and a button. Lace, paper clip, and a button. Okay. So I'm going to set the ephemera to the side. And here are some papers printed on cardstock. And then here are some journal papers. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Love it. Alright. Oh, here's some images of like lace and stuff, but I think she means like using the actual lace. Hi there, Miss Carrie. Hello there, Miss Tracy, Miss Bonnie. Welcome in, welcome in. These are pretty. Ooh, nice. I like that. Not happy about the fussy cutting, but I like it. I don't like fussy cutting, and today my arm is hurting, so. Alright. Ooh, look at this. Look at all the nice pieces. Oh, is this like a placemat? Because it's like a, no, it's not. It's just the way it's cut. Okay, I thought it was. Hi there, Miss Teresa, Miss Liz. We have some sari silk. Awesome sauce, and that there's a lot of the colors that I've seen so far. Some mesh. Alright, so here's some lace and some other kinds of trims. There's some black lace. Alright, so here are the paper clips that she's included, because those are something that we have to have, is the paper clips. Okay, so I'm going to pull that out since I have to have that. All kinds of little bits and bobs in here. Oh, and here are the buttons, so I'm going to pour those out too, just so that I have in front of me the things I'm supposed to use. Stickers. All kinds of other types of stickers. Oh, she included kitty cats. Oh my god, those are so cute. Of course, I wouldn't use them with this because it doesn't go, but thank you for the kitty cats. Thank you, Miss Julie. Oh, these are cool. So these are like a dupe for the small talk stickers from Tim Holtz. Pretty neat. I like that. And then a lot more other pieces of ephemera. Girl, you packed this out. Thank you. Ooh, handmade paper, envelopes. Envelopes. That's an image of music sheet. All kinds of pieces of papers to incorporate. Love it. Love, 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 love. All of it. I'm definitely not gonna get to use all of it today, but I'm definitely going to turn this all into a nice journal. So these are 12 by 12 cardstocks. These will be good for the outside. I like that one. Oh yeah, these are really cool. Okay. So let us get rolling. Alright, so I'm supposed to use lace, paper clip, and a button. I am going to do that challenge part first, and then I'm going to come back and start covering my journal and doing everything else, because a lot of you have seen me do that. But let's do the paperclip part first, since that was part of the challenge. Those are her must-use items, so I want to go ahead and do that. And we're going to do a nice paper clip that we can add into this journal. Okay, so look, there's all kinds of little bits of trim here. Alright, so she did include a large 4-inch paper clip, and then the ones that you can get at like the regular store, these are 2 inches. Okay, she included a few of those. She's also included a funky one, which I love these. They're round, they're so fun. This is also a paper clip. This is like a hair thing. That's neat. And bulb pins. Oh, and look, a micro clip. Look at how teeny tiny that thing is. Well, I'm not gonna do the micro clip because that's gonna be that would be something else. Let's start with one of these smaller ones, and I'm actually gonna grab some of the paper that she sent, and we're gonna use some of it. So let me find a paper that I like that we can use for that. So she included a few different papers, and we can use any of these. Oh look, this one says Jardinier. Ooh, I like the grunge on that. That's so cool. Alright, I'm gonna do a few different ones. So first things first, I'm gonna cut my paper into some strips. Okay? And that way we can work with this. Alright, so I'm going to take the music sheet. I actually need to see something first, if it's going to be long enough for what I need. So I do paper clips in a certain way. That's not going to be long enough. I just want to see if the paper is going to be long enough. This one will be long enough. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a very simple way to do a paper clip. I'm going to do a hidden paper clip, okay? Yes, it is an amazing box. I agree. Alright, so Right now I'm going to determine how wide I want my paper clip to be. So as long as you have enough to cover the sides, you can go as wide with your paper clip as you want. Okay, so I'm gonna go at 1.5, and I'm gonna cut me a strip. Okay, I'm gonna cut me a strip. I'm gonna go ahead and cut another strip while I'm at it, and that way we can do these together. Yeah, she did an amazing box. She went all out with it for sure. Okay. Hi there, Miss Kimberly. So the way I do a hidden paper clip, okay, so I have my strip of paper, and I'm going to start by taking my paper clip. Let me bring you guys down just a little bit. Okay. And so I'm going to turn my image around, and I'm going to slide it in the smaller of the two loops. Okay. And then I'm going to bend it up over that loop. Okay. And then I'm going to come and bend it again. Alright. And we'll bend it one more time. Okay. Now I have leftover that goes past where my top bend is, so I'm going to trim this off. All right, I'm going to trim it off a little bit less than where that is, and I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to tuck it, all right, in between. And now I have my little hidden paper clip. I am going to go ahead and put some glue in here. Hi there, Miss Barbara. Hello, friend. So I'm just going to put some in here. Yes, it is very easy to do this style of hidden paper clip. Okay. You know, it does not have to be anything complicated, and yet you can make something that, you know, does the purpose of still working and functioning like a paper clip, but it looks cute. Okay. Now, since she wants me to use buttons as well, okay, and let me see, let me grab, so, you know, see, there it is. It works as a paper clip. Okay, it's gonna hold my papers. Now, you can decorate the top here however you want. Alright, that's the awesome part of that, is that you can decorate it any way you want. Alright, I am just going to cover where my white is, because, you know, we don't like seeing white, or at least I don't. Sometimes it's okay, but not this time. And let's look at the buttons and all these really cute little things that she sent. Ooh, there's a butterfly here. There's even a gear. Oh, definitely going to use that. Love the idea of using some gears. And let's use this brown button just for kind of like some contrast on there, maybe. Nope, I don't like how that looks. Nope, so I'm gonna go with black. Alright, now I am gonna use my Fabrifix here. Hey there, Miss Amy. So I'm gonna use my Fabrifix right here, just because that'll give me a good strong hold. Like I said, I did want to include one of these little gears that she included, because you know, if you know me, you know that I love anything steampunk. So I'm super glad that she included some of those little items. Okay, and then she even included like these little flowers. So how about we add one of these little flowers? Now, yes, this is going to make obviously it a little bit big inside of my book, but you know what? It'll be okay, because at the end of the day, I like alligator journals. So it'll be fine. So there we go. Now all this has to do is dry, and we have a cute hidden, you know, decorated paper clip. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side so it can dry. Now this one, if you remember, I did it with the difference, right? You can also do it where you don't do that, where you make sure that they are actually equal. And for that, I'm actually going to start by putting my paper clip and my paper facing upward. And we're just going to go in reverse this time. So this is what I'm going to see. And I'm going to come and I'm going to go over the large one. Okay. So there I am over the large one. I'm going to come over the top now. And I'm going to bring this, I'm going to bend it underneath here, but making sure that it is flush with the back piece. Okay. So I'm just going to push it in, and we're going to make sure it goes all the way to the back. And we're going to fold it to where they are they're equal. Well, this one's a little bit too long, so I'm just going to trim it just a tad because it's a little too long, because I want it to be equal. So same thing, I'm still going to come and put it in the smaller one, making sure that we go all the way to the back, and then fold it nicely. And so now they're equal, you see. Okay, same, we're going to put some glue down just to make sure that our sides are nice and closed. Sandwich it together. So it really comes down to how you want it. Do you want it with the step, or do you want it without the step? Either way, it's still a hidden paper clip and it's gonna work. You know? So let's put my thing back in. So hopefully this will seem like an easy enough job. I'm going to cut some of this from where my paper trimmer didn't trim my paper nicely. I'm just going to cut that off. Same thing, you know, ink it up a little bit. Try to tone down some of that white, the white edge of the paper. And then always test your paper clip. Make sure you didn't glue something you weren't supposed to together. And there it is. And then same thing, you decorate the top of it however you would like. Okay? Alright, so there we go. And so we have this one, which is the one that has the most of the pieces that were required. Alright, this one, let's include some of this lace that she's given us. So I'm gonna cut a piece of this lace off. Oh, I've done it. I've done it before. That's why I always check myself. 'Cause yep, by golly, I have definitely done that before. Alright, so we're gonna grab this piece of the lace here. I let air get into my bottle, and now it keeps on wanting to ooze out, which is so frustrating. So here's some of the lace being used. And same thing, we could add a button on here. There's this little flower here that I really think would look super cute. So I'm actually gonna add this flower. It's not the flattest of flowers, but it'll work. I might have to take that center off, but there we go. So I have two different paper clips, hidden paper clips. So those will be part of, they'll go in my journal. And I still have the large one and another 2-inch one. So, and you can do the same technique with the large ones like this if you want, or even with the smaller ones. You know, you can do it with either or. Alright, let's get to working on the journal part. Now, she's not wanting to open up much for me, which may prove to be a bit of an issue. But I love this paper. I love how it has like the different blocks. So I'm going to cover it with this. And I'm only going to cover the outside. I'm not going to worry, I think, too much about the inside part. So, trying to see how this was constructed, because we could take some of this material that she sent. I think, well, yeah, let's do that, and we can cover. We can add a little bit here on the side so that when the paper comes, it'll still have like a clean look to it. So I'll definitely be working on this journal for a bit. It's not going to be a one-day project, that's for sure. But thank you so very much to Miss Julie for sending this box with all of these goodies. Okay, so I'm taking the piece and, oh, can I? Yeah. I'm just gonna make 2 pieces out of it because it was wide enough that I can do that. And we're just going to go all around the edge with this black sari silk to kind of cover the edges, and that way I can do paper on the outside, paper on the inside without having to worry about like rolling it or anything. I do with my glue. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I need to pay more attention to how you construct your journal bases. You know what's so fun about watching a person craft? It doesn't matter what it is that they're doing, is just learning the different ways that people do stuff. It is just absolutely the best. So I'm just going to use a few little clips here to help me hold down the fort while I glue this down. So this is a 2-day mystery box event with the theme of journaling. Miss Wendy loves to host the mystery box events, and I like being part of them because I like to see what people will send me and be challenged by it. So I absolutely love being part of these events. And I'm so grateful that Miss Wendy keeps letting me come back. You know? So I'm very grateful for that, for sure. I know we have a regular type mystery box event coming up. September, I think it is. It's for summer-ish. Summer, fall, something like that. And so that's going to be fun. And that could be craft or journal. It's whatever the partners decide on swapping. So another event to look forward for. And this is not like perfectly down. Once I put the paper on, it's gonna help with any of like the loose ends. And I'm not cutting the pieces individually. I am just using one straight line of the sari silk. So that also makes it a little different. But stay tuned because we will be going to see our next creator in 30 minutes. I'm halfway through, and I think I did not see that I had a twist item. So one of the things that we started doing in the mystery events. Really? Yay! That is awesome. Oh yeah, one of the things that we started incorporating, Miss Wendy started incorporating, was the twist element halfway through. Kind of gives keeps us on our toes. As far as like what we're doing, you know. And that's always fun. Yeah, exactly. You got to, you know, being able to have it does move very fast. It does move very fast. Before you notice, it's time for those twists and things. I mean, heck, talk about time moving fast. Yo, it's the middle of the year. Like, weren't we just doing, you know, Christmas crafts and stuff? Like, what in the what in the world? You know? Next month, people are already starting to do Christmas in July. Some people are already doing it this month, so they can be ready for next month to do Christmas in July. So it's like, jeepers. Like, where did time go? Like, it's definitely moving too fast. That is definitely so true. Tracy, how's the grandbaby doing? For those of you who pray, please keep my hubby in your prayers. He had a mild stroke last weekend, and right now we're having some, I guess it's a side effect of the medications, but everything tastes very to him, so it's really hard for him to eat because he literally gags at how bad everything tastes. And of course we need him to eat, so if y'all could just keep him in your prayers. He does go see the neurologist next Friday, and I'm hoping to see if maybe they can put him on a different medication so he doesn't have this issue, because we need him to eat and drink, and right now everything, even water, tastes utterly disgusting and makes him want to throw up. He's growing like a weed. Oh, they do. They grow up too fast. So definitely enjoy every second of them. Because, oh my gosh, kids grow up so fast. Thank you. I appreciate that, Miss Wendy. I really, really do. Thank you, Miss Brandy. I appreciate it. Alright, so this part is almost done. Yay, to almost being finished. Put the last little piece on here. And then we'll start cutting that paper so that we can make our cover part. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. I appreciate it. Y'all, I know that prayers work, and that's why I will always ask for them. Alright. Okay, so while that last piece attaches, I'm gonna clean my hands right quick, and then we're gonna start putting the paper down. Okay. Now I need this paper to be, how tall do I need this paper to be so we can go ahead and cut it? Hey, Miss Mary, how are you doing? Thank you for popping in, Miss Mary. I appreciate it. Alright, so 8. So we need to cut it. We'll actually cut it maybe a little bit less so we can see a little bit of that black. Yes, God is good all the time. If y'all don't know, my son, my middle son, is living proof of answered prayers. So believe me when I say I believe in prayers and miracles, because I've seen them. Okay, so it's 8 inches tall, but we want to go just a hair shy, just so we can see a little bit of that black popping out. So I'm going to do it at 7 3/4. I'm going to save the other piece because we're going to need it, because this is not long enough. So we'll need to add a piece probably here somewhere or something. So let's start by adding this one, and then I'll come and cut the rest if I need to. Okay, so see how now I'll be able to see just a smidge there, and that's kind of what I wanted. So I'm going to take those off. Try to get all the extra strings out of the way. That's the only thing with them sari silk things, is that you end up with stuff all over the place. Okay, so we see how there'll be a little bit of the black showing, and I do like that. And then I'm just going to come in here, and we're going to make sure that we put our glue down. I'm glad to hear that you are doing well, my friend. And I'm gonna just pop these back on to help hold. Where did the other ones go? To help hold it in place. I said I can't lay this flat for whatever reason. The middle won't open up all the way, so we're gonna have to work with what we can. So I'm trying to support it as best as possible. Just get this to sit properly. Alright, now let's work on the spine part. But let's get these things cut because we don't want these in the way. We definitely don't need the strings in the way. Okay. So same deal, we're going to put the glue down, bring it down and clamp it into place. And then that way the outside of our journal will be ready. Be ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to be moving my clamp now over on this side. This is so fun. It's so much fun when you're in mystery events because you never know what you're going to get. So you never know what your partner will pick out for you, and it's always a lot of fun. Okay, so I am going to need a small sliver over here, and I need that sliver to be 1 3/4, but I'll probably tuck it in the back, so we'll go ahead and do 2 inches by the 7 3/4 that we did. So 2 by 7 3/4. So let's cut the 7 3/4 part first. We'll do that, and obviously save it because you can use all of that. And see, this is 4 3/8. We don't need that much, so we're just going to get the 2 inches that we need. And so this piece here will sit right there, which will be good. Okay, so I'm gonna start by actually adding the little sliver down first, and then I'll put the rest of it down. So I'm gonna take my little clippy clips off. Bring out 2 more. I just picked up some more of these at the Dollar Tree. They're very handy. I like these little clips. I use the big ones too, but I use the little ones I think a little bit more actually. we're just going to get over here and do this part, and then we'll bring the other piece in. This is going to be a beautiful journal. Again, thank you, Miss Julie, so much for curating this for me. And I hope you liked yours. It's a little hard when somebody is like, yeah, shabby chic, and I'm like, because it's not my style, so I really don't know like what to get. But I know it's a lot of people love that. So, you know, I get it. I know it's the style for many. Alright, so now I'm going to bring this down and bring it over. Yes, I can't wait to start putting the papers in and then get to decorate all the pages. This is going to be a lot of fun to play with for sure. So I'm just going to clamp it right here at the edge. Get that fold out, and then we do that side. So this is our cover. Our cover is pretty much done, at least on the outside. The inside will I'll cover the same way with another piece of paper once this has dried. I will do that. I will put some paper on the inside, but right now I need the front to dry on me. Okay, so let's look at the paper since we still have a few minutes to go. And let's look at kind of deciding the placement of all of these beautiful papers. Okay, because she did also include, let's get those over here. So she did include some envelopes, which I definitely want to incorporate, and some dictionary pages and other papers. There's even this beautiful, what is this stuff called again? Like tissue paper, and this looks like this has been coffee dyed or something. That is fun if you like to have like different textures in your books. You can definitely always add like textural elements like fabric, you know, like swatches, wallpaper, that kind of stuff. So these are great for writing, so we'll include that. I'll just cut that part off there. Oh, look at the flowers. This is from an old flower book, I think. Okay. Page, graph paper, love graph paper. Alright. So because of the height of the book, these papers are going to have to go this way, which I'm fine with. So I don't have a problem with book pages being, you know, having the writing going sideways. I don't mind it. I know some people may, but I don't. So we're gonna definitely incorporate that one right there. Let's actually do something a little bit different with one of these. I'll show you guys here in a bit. So let's look at these papers. It looks like she cut them down already. And they are printed one-sided. So this is where I'll have to make the choice if I want them to stay one-sided or if I want to take papers and glue them to each other so that you'll have the image on both sides, you know. So we may have to do that. We may have to do that. These are some beautiful. Look at this, dark roses with pearls. Yes, please, gorgeous. I just think it's amazing. Love, love, love it. I think I'll have enough to make 2 signatures with all of this. And really, that journal is probably going to be suited more for either 2 small signatures or 1 really large signature. That's going to be the biggest kicker there. Alright, so one of the things that I want to do is she included this envelope, which I think is really cool. Now, one of the things that I like doing with envelopes is putting it into my signature. So if I include this into my signature, right, and I sew it down the middle, you're gonna be like, but wait a second, because now, you know, here are the papers. And be like, oh, but you're gonna have this flap here, right? That is where we're going to work with this. And I'm gonna also need to make it the height of the book. So I'm gonna need my, okay. So we need to make sure that this is going to be the height of the book, because this is a 9.5 inch envelope. It is too long, right? Because our book is 8 inches wide. Make it a rich spot. Make it a rich spot, a tuck spot. Yes, that's what I was planning on doing. Thank you. I appreciate you having me. So I'm actually going to bring it down and I'm going to cut it at 7.5, which is still a little bit bigger than these papers. These papers are only 7 inches. So we'll do 7 inches. Since the papers are 7 inches, we'll cut everything to 7 inches. Okay. I'm saving this. Yes, I will. Okay, so I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper here, okay, and we are actually going to glue it to the flap so that when I have my pages, okay, you no longer see that this is part of an envelope. It is going to look like it is, you know, just a page in your thing. She didn't include one, Miss Victoria. She did not include a twist. She didn't understand that part. Which is totally fine. Yes, Carlene. Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate you. You know, you don't have to come in and comment. I am totally fine with being, you know, just a background to your day and for you to feel in a place of love and, you know, just acceptance and creativity. You know, I just want to be here to, you know, spread love and kindness and creativity. So thank you so much for commenting today. I truly appreciate you. But that goes for anybody. Seriously, this is what I want my space to be for you guys. It's just a good space of safety and love and creativity for y'all. So thank you so much for being here. It does mean a lot. Whether you comment constantly or you're here quietly, you are a blessing to me, and I appreciate you so very much. So I use tape and some stuff, okay? And now we're just going to line it all up. And I'm gonna put this one down. And then this one's gonna need some glue. And I'm gonna bring this down. So thank you so much for being here, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of y'all. Y'all enrich my life, and I thank you for that. Okay, so see that? Now I am going to glue the top here so that we can use this as a tuck, as we were saying. Yes, thank you. That's what we're here. We're here to help each other learn, because, you know, it is a beautiful thing to be able to share what we love to do. And today is all about journaling in today's event, so stick around. Join the Dusty Granny Events group. It is a free group, and today and tomorrow it's all these mystery events. So everybody got a box. We swapped boxes, and it is a mystery of what it is that we got and what we have to create with. So here we go. This is how you use an envelope. I had to cut it down. Sometimes you don't, but in this case I did. And then you just add cute paper to it, and now you've made, you know, a pocket with some writing space. So thank you again so much for being here, my friends. I really do appreciate you guys. Lots of love, blessings to every single one of you. Have a blessed weekend, and I hope to see you guys very soon. And until then, ciao.